Hello, and welcome to part 2 of the Origin of Bradley Viking. Hopefully a more focused, shorter video, we get to the point. But we left off with me just joining Rashido, the dojo I currently attend. I've been a member of for 9 years now. Almost 9.5, depending on how we count, like months. But yeah, it's a series of dojos all under this franchise Rashido throughout Alberta. There you go. I live in Alberta. For anybody who doesn't actually know me watching this. And if you don't know me personally and you're watching this, I thank you very much. But yeah, so 19, I have then discovered, like, if you want a fast-paced, exciting martial art, Muay Thai is where it's at. The traditional forms of karate and so and such, I respect them, but at the time I was young. I just wanted something, some flash, even though I knew, like, I couldn't do, like, freaking cartwheel kicks, and knew my body would not quite do that. But, like, flying knees, I figured I could figure out flying knees. Sad truth of Muay Thai is flying knees happen, but far less often than you might expect. When was the last time I used a flying knee against a person sparring? No, but I have used jumping punches and spinning back fists. So that's something. And spinning back kicks. I got very proud the day I actually successfully landed a spinning back kick. But yeah, anyways, I started at 19. I was all gung-ho. All like, yeah, I've learned how to punch. I've learned how to kick. Like, I had been taught the basics of that already. So I figured I'd just go in there and, like, be awesome. Yeah, I got humbled. I got humbled real bad. Like, I didn't get beat up. I just, like, there was good instructors, and they showed me how I could just be doing better. And luckily for the time, I had a friend I sort of knew from the personal training facility I was still going to, so yeah, because I was still working out with the personal trainer, as I mentioned in part 1. So, and one of his coworkers was actually also trained at this gym, so it helped that at this dojo there was at least one person I knew. But that is the thing I find with people all be like, oh, I don't want to go do this thing because it's like, I don't know anyone. I jumped at it. I've always been that kind of weird loner kid, despite how expressive I seem, and I'm always like, oh, hi, people, be my friend. You know, if anybody's like walks in the dojo, I'm always like, oh, hi, how's it going? You know, and I try to be welcoming and such. Partially because I still keep humble and remember what it was like to be the new guy. You know, I was the new guy, and I had to, like, figure out, okay, but eventually, like, you figure it out, you make friends. Like, people are willing to welcome you and work with you. The only exception is, like, if you smell really bad. And even then, like, we'll still work with you, but we'll tell you, you smell bad. There's my dojo advice. Dojo, like, personal hygiene. Most dojos actually have that. They'll have a list of rules. You know, respect for instructors. Don't pick street fights, like no fighting outside of the gym except when, like, you know, we send you to fight in the ring or something. And yeah, have good hygiene. Clean, like, do your laundry, shower. You know, don't smell terrible. Because in martial arts, no matter what martial art you're doing, unless you're, like, doing that no-touch scam, I'm just gonna call it as a scam. I'm like, woo, I use my chi, and then I don't touch the person, and then they fall over. Yeah, that's all. None of that's real. Straight up, I'm just gonna say it's not real. Yeah, so unless you're doing that, like, you're gonna get somewhat close to another human being, and it is unpleasant to smell them if they smell bad. So shower, wear deodorant, use soap. And we can all be friends. Oh, and clip your nails. Like, I don't know if my camera touches that, but, like, clip your darn nails, because it is super easy to scratch people. People don't actually know how easy, like, day-to-day non-martial art practicing people, I feel, don't appreciate how easy it is when you're getting all up close and wrestling around with people. How easy it is to just scratch them right open. Or even with kicks. So yes, tangents. Went to the dojo, kept myself clean, was friendly, and I just kept showing up. that was the essence. I've never been someone quite brilliant at new things. I've always been the guy who needed to work at it. I practiced a lot of stuff over and over again. There's still very basic stuff to this day I still work on. That, like, sensei and crew still be like, no, Bradley, remember this? Or, like, I get so focused trying to perfect one thing, then I let something else slide, and you gotta work on this and work on that. I kept working. I kept at it. And I actually, at least it was a community that noticed, like, I kept showing up. I never had natural talent, but I kept showing up. I showed up, like, almost every class I could. Just keep trying. And, like, it paid off over hard work. Things when I started, very few, one person. You could say very few people, other than the instructors, like they're still around. But the only other people, only one other person is still around from those early classes from when I started in the dojo. Except for maybe a kid or two. Oh no, wait, two. Two people. Two people are still around, like that, still somewhat trained there, and even then only one trains like as hard as regularly as like I do. Like 3 of us have lasted all these years. Like over the course of 9 years. Everybody else has just moved away, given it up, done other things. And that's the thing. So yeah, and playing those people at the time could have kicked my butt 6 ways from Sunday. Now I've kept going. I've kept progressing. And I have achieved things that they have not. Because I didn't stop. That is my main message of the Origin. Right? Bradley was never brilliant just naturally. Bradley achieved what he has because he never gave up. He just kept grinding away. And yes, sometimes Bradley refers to himself in the third person. He never gave that up either. But yeah, I was essentially, and so yeah, and then I was in this state where I was just working out, but I was still just eating kind of whatever I wanted. Didn't really track it, didn't really care. And at first my level of activity was able to kind of keep up with it. So I've never been an obese person. I've been an overweight person. I've been an overweight person for majority portion of my life. About 5th grade into my adulthood. Like there were portions, like when I first started doing Muay Thai, there were portions where I leaned out quite a bit just because I had also activity level. My body wasn't as efficient as dealing with the activity level, so I was burning all these calories. But over time, my body, like I got really good at being active. What happens is your body gets more efficient at it, you learn how to move, you burn less calories doing it. And then that's when, yeah, the eating catches up with you. And it did with me. And then I went from like being like, okay, he works out, but he enjoys a cookie, to I actually started to notice we gained a belly. I had friends kick me in the belly. Yeah, there was a belly here. And I did not like it. And so, yeah, that was the majority, like, of these years, was just not being 100% focused on all aspects of my fitness. I knew. I wasn't dumb. I knew that what I was eating wasn't good for me. I knew I needed to eat better. I might have not known exactly all that was in proper nutritious eating, but I also, like, didn't take the time to learn. Especially nowadays, there's so much information out there. There's a lot of false information, but like you can go find out what you need to properly eat to fuel your body. Not just enjoy it, like, but to properly fuel you for performance, and then you can also like have all the aspects. But yeah, that's enough time for today. So yeah, that is 9-ish years. Obviously a lot of things happened in close to a decade, but the summary was working out, ate like crap for the majority part. There was times when I was sort of lean out, but I would just more or less just eat less to kind of when I had fights coming up, or I just fought at heavier weights. I fought at 190, 195, kept it down, and even then like wasn't always happy fighting at that weight. And in part 3, I shall bring you to the modern progress of kind of how I went from just working out, but keeping with it because it was fun, and what I enjoy doing, to where I've kind of come in the last couple years to being more focused. Thank you, and have a good day.